Do this.
Hello, my friends. For some reason, everything has moved out of the way during my time, so I'm
It's
fixing
the
it
eclipse.
You're
now.
Charlotte. I'm the
brings
only one
chaos.
who's in the right spot.
The eclipse.
Come here, Pepper.
The eclipse. Mercury's in retrograde. Feed me,
I'm in
Feed-
retrograde.
And I block the sun.
The whole sun was in retrograde today.
Is that what retrograde means? It's
No.
being blocked by another celestial body?
And my items are unconfigurable.
And the prom is tomorrow. I've just always wanted to say that.
Monster prom?
I was just remembering someone did like a video of like American Akira, and then they go through all the plot of Akira, and then they end it with, and the prom is tomorrow.
Look at that little baby. Anyway, hi everybody.
Yes.
Hi, friends. Welcome to tonight's episode. We remember how last week, chat, we said that we would do our shopping off stream?
We did it!
They have
We
failed.
didn't.
We've been naughty children who have not done our homework.
Yes.
And you will be receiving demerits.
Unfortunately, have adult
Oh, I'd hate to complain, but that's fair. That's
I appreciate that. I also don't care if it's fair.
yeah.
I'm a cruel and unjust god.
What if Pepper was very, very cute
Then Pepper will get bonuses.
and I got extra credits for having
you have
such
to do
a
with
cute
this?
baby?
I feel
I
like
take care of her. I house
Pepper
her.
gets 5 hero points.
Hello everybody.
Yes, welcome
They're
to tonight's
non-transferable.
welcome to tonight's episode of the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. I have learnt from my mistakes, chat. And before I commit to things, I'm checking with other people, so keep an eye out for a exciting channel announcement coming up soon. Boom. Next up.
Very cryptic.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Yay.
trying to be cryptic. I'm trying to build hype.
I don't. I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
Look at Pepper. She's covering her eyes. She's frightened.
That's just how people normally react when they see me. Anyway, here are some of the stuff on the channel. Tonight, we have the Strength of Thousands AP. Tomorrow night, Will and DataFang playing through Remnant 2. Do you want to see the game's developer and myself stumble our way through the hardest difficulty of a game together? Yes? Come and join us. We made a lot of progress. We beat the fairy that was impaling us on their spears, and it was great. Then we beat the final boss. It was wonderful.
Hooray.
Huzzah.
Then, on Wednesday, Wild Ambition. Wild West Pathfinder 2e game. They're going to a big old party.
The gala.
It's a gala. It's a gala.
Very fancy dress.
It's going to be very interesting. I'm excited for this gala because I have cool things planned for it that I think Zoe as a person is going to love, McKenna as a person is going to love, Matt as a person is going to tolerate, and Cooper and Shy will be happy to be along for the ride.
And Shy might even be there.
Shy might be there. Who knows? Will we get a Shy sighting, or will we continue to have the mysterious Shy cryptid?
Shiting?
I don't want to call seeing Shy shiting.
I do.
Okay, well you can do that. Then on Thursday we're off. Friday, Astral Calling. Next steps, our party beat a black hole last week in what I felt was a pretty well designed fight.
I think we handled it pretty well.
I think I hope I made the combat enjoyable for even McKenna, who despises combat.
I don't despise combat. I despise boring combat. There's a difference.
Is that one a boring combat?
No.
Good. Then on Saturday, the Tabletop Bros are taking the week off. Emily and I are binging a anime together that night.
Anime?
Yes, we're watching the first 2 or 3 episodes, depending on how much is out, of that new show about the old couple that gets like reverted down to age and just be.
Really? That sounds wholesome.
It's on Crunchyroll.
Hey, what's
so
I'm gonna watch it.
It is called
Something cute, I'm sure.
It is very cute. It is called, and I'm very excited for it. Grandpa and Grandma Turn Young Again. It's just
Aww.
after eating a mysterious apple from their farm, an elderly pair of lovebirds experience a miraculous transformation and transform into their younger selves. Despite the newfound youth and beauty, the two continue in their cute senior ways, witness an enduring bond that's stronger and more precious than ever before.
Wholesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. It's going to be good. I'm probably going to cry, and it'll be wonderful.
Like a reverse Sophie.
Yeah.
Aww.
And then there's also, if you want a really mid isekai to watch, it's decidedly mid. I think it's mid. It's called I Was Reincarnated as the Seventh Prince, so I can take my time ensuring that perfecting my magical ability. It was actually called I Was Reincarnated with an Appraisal Skill, but they changed the title for the anime. Anyway.
Well, let's never waste anybody's time with a mid isekai recommendation ever.
No, but it's good because it's so mid.
The name alone was a waste of time.
It's so mid.
Long.
It's so mid.
1,000-yard stare on right now.
You know, I actually really appreciate a mid recommendation because there's a lot of times that I'm crafting or working on barbarian costumes for 3 weeks straight in a row that I need something to throw on in the background that I don't really care too much about.
And it does actually go like over the bar that's on the floor for isekai, and there's no essay in it.
Yay!
Yay.
That's the minimum. So, do you want some audiobooks for crafting?
Also,
Audio
yes,
jungle.
always.
Audio
Yeah.
jungle.
Audio
Because
jungle.
I
Let me
listen
hook
to
you up.
Audio
Let me hook
jungle.
you up.
Sorry, Sarah. Then on Sunday, the tabletop Sunday is Cozy Co-op. Will, Sarah, Emily, Stardew Valley. Possibly Will and Emily this week playing Minecraft. Who knows? It depends on cats.
Depends on cats. Depends on how exhausted I am after cats.
Yeah.
I am master clerking this weekend, so I will be knee deep in numbers.
Oh. I'm sorry. If there's anything I could do to help, let me know.
It's a requirement. It's one step closer to being a Tika judge, so I can
Nice.
actually judge the kitties. So it's gotta be done.
Yes. I am now reading Gideon the Ninth.
As you should.
Oh, I was just recommended that, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me double, triple, quadruple recommend it to you. It's maybe the best book I've ever read.
I was like, I'll recommend it to Emily, and then Emily was just like, I've read them all, Will. I
I've
was
read
like,
it, yeah.
oh, okay.
I'm now on to the second one, and it's breaking my heart, but it's so good.
Oh my gosh.
Things Emily will probably talk about with you, and she sees you in like 2 weeks. Then, of course, Monday night's The Strength of Thousands HP, the show you're watching right now. Why are you watching it? Well, because we have an amazing cast, starting off with probably the best GM to run an AP on the internet, Matt.
I will take the compliment in the spirit it was intended. Thank you. Yes, hello everyone. I am Matt, or Urbanoff, in various places on the internet, here to stare at Will's new hat. Okay.
Stream can't see it.
Wait, really?
Will is wearing the lobotomized head of Lilo on his head. Stitch, pardon me.
That's Lilo?
No.
That would be Stitch.
I've
would
never
be a
seen
Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch. I've absorbed most of it through the internet, but I've never actually seen it.
Well,
Oh,
things
have you
I'm...
never seen Lilo and Stitch?
I haven't seen a lot of things.
Well,
I have never seen Citizen Kane.
things I'm going to solve.
Yeah, sure. But we're not here to talk about the gaps in my classical movie education. We are here tonight to play the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path. I was about to say Strength of Adventures Thousands Path. I like that. But thankfully, we're not going to just listen to me possibly tripping over my own words. We are here to watch these wonderful people possibly trip over their words. So, speaking of those who often don't trip over the words because they are an eloquent bard with an excellent diplomacy skill, so please introduce yourself, your character, and for tonight's special question, if you could custom create your own subclass for any class in the game, what would it be?
Oh, a subclass.
Because Will is smiling, he's not allowed to answer this question.
I gotta
No.
think about that one. But anyway, hi, I'm Zoe. I go by Zoe Goes on the internet. And while I may fumble over my words, like you just said, my bard Ophelia is pretty word savvy. She's a cutie patootie who wants to steal your heart by singing. And let's see, for a subclass, I have no idea because I feel like I need to look over what's already existing.
Have you ever thought of a special kind of bard that you'd want to play?
I don't know, Patissier bard. While we're jumping on the Patissier peach that's been jumping around, I feel like that would be kind of fun. Somebody who just deals in sweets, and
Well,
that's
it's
their
almost more of a alchemist, but you go off.
I mean, like, yeah, is
They
it
can
cake?
have-
Is it cake? Does it do damage?
Do they got the cake? Do they got the cake?
Is it a mace? Is it cake?
Is it
I don't know.
cake
We
by
find
the
out.
ocean?
Bow, bow, bow,
Well, yeah, I don't know, some sort of baker. I'm
Nice.
unoriginal. I'm
I think
unoriginal.
that's unoriginal. I think that's very
That's
fun.
really fun.
I love it.
Oh, someone else talk now.
I think Matt's broken.
Oh my god, you're right. I was like, wait.
Matt
Oh, no, I was
.exe has
wondering
stopped
why.
working.
Matt's thinking about their tea ceremony bard.
Maybe a little. But speaking of those who enjoy a good cup
Wistfully.
of tea, McKenna, please introduce yourself, your character, and name that potential subclass you've always dreamed of.
Okay, alright. Well, my name is McKenna Raytine, and tonight I'm playing Avi, the Nictera Witch. And that was Pepper you just saw me harassing. I was playing my familiar Agate occasionally. And as far as a subclass... Oh my... I don't know. That is such like a mechanically inclined question. I'd have to think about what class I think desperately needs a new subclass. That's also such a 5e question for a Pathfinder show. My brain was in a completely different place.
I'm here to ask the hard-hitting questions.
You are asking the hard-hitting questions. I think there is a Tempest Sorcerer. There's like a Storm Sorcerer, but I don't know if there is like an ocean-themed Sorcerer class.
Not yet.
I would love that. I think some sort of like from the sea, maybe they're like a sea nymph, maybe they're a mermaid, who knows? But like that sort of sorceress bloodline subclass could be very fun. And is so far an untapped market.
Speaking of untapped markets, let's go next to the person who doesn't find enough seller or buyers for their potions. Sarah, please introduce yourself, your character, and what your dream subclass would be.
Hi, I'm Sarah Margaret. I'm playing Charlotte, the naughty toxicologist, who enjoys poisons and webs and things. I have to say, honestly speaking, it's kind of already a subclass, but I want to overly double down on it. I would like a ranger zookeeper. Like, all of their base stuff is just animals of any kind, and regardless of like their somewhat animal handling, they just generally have that ability, but also they can summon most any animal or have any animal companion, but they're also like, I don't know. I feel like you could class that, but there is something to be said for being like a zookeeper.
There's a build for it for Druid and PF2 if you want. I can
You
give it
just
to you.
gave me an amazing idea for my Art Deco homebrew.
Nice.
And finally, last but not least, the man who's always full of useful and helpful Pathfinder information. I say that honestly because
That's
there are
true.
so many rules, and I don't know them all sometimes. And even though I might get salty, Will's always good to check me on things, assuming he's right. Will, please introduce yourself, your character, and what that subclass that you have in your head that's been making you smile for the last 5 minutes.
I have. So the thing is, just on
Name
this
one.
tangent, I will only name one, but that's a whole nother story. So tonight, hello, my friends. My name is Will, also known as Tabletop Roles on the internet. Tonight, I'm playing Igara, Gamma, and Choco. And for my subclass, I'm going to pick a summoner subclass that I want. A summoner subclass that I call the Duelist Summoner, who is a summoner whose Eidolon changes every day based on a deck of basically cards that they draw from.
Okay, so tarot summoner.
Yeah, kind of. But I like the idea of more like a
he's,
duelist.
He's doing a Yu-Gi-Oh thing. He's doing a
This
Yu-Gi-Oh
was Pokemon.
thing.
But yeah. I made an impulse purchase the other day, and they're doing like the Pokemon TCG does trainer packs that are centered around like a specific character, and they did one for the gym leader that ended all my Nuzlocke runs, who I unironically love the design of because she's a streamer, and I was just like, oh, buying that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been on a TCG binge. So I think the TCG summoner, the summoner that draws from a deck of monster things and does that'd be fun.
Pot of greed.
How does it work?
Mechanically speaking, so what you would do is you would have the different summon traits,
Will,
and at the start of each day you would draw from a deck
You
of
did
cards.
this, Matthew.
it's a lot of greed work.
We're already 30 minutes in. No.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
we're probably
Maybe
going to
let's just
spend another
kill all
30
of you.
minutes
Go to sleep.
talking about magic items that we may or may not be buying.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna speed run that. So why don't we go ahead and roll that intro now that intros are done. As a reminder, everyone, satisfaction is not in my nature. But, eventually I lose consciousness and go to sleep, and then everything's better.
There's so many jokes I could make at your expense, Matthew, and I
Do
need
it.
you to know that I'm holding myself back. For
Please.
you.
This is my version of Hades for you all. I set myself up for these jokes, and because you're my friends, you don't smash me
A
in the face
man
with
saying
fish.
satisfaction is not in my nature.
Me too.
That joke writes itself.
Yeah, my nature.
There's a whole song about that.
We're actually kind of just
Yeah, so
right now.
these guys we're doing a quick flashback to these guys shopping, and I will sit here and drink my nice lemon water. Actually, while Will turns pages, I will give us a quick recap.
Thank you.
The lore speakers decided the time had finally come after the semester at the Magambia had ended to launch their expedition to attempt to reach the doorway to the Red Star. They did encounter a bit of a roadblock, though. Well, technically, sort of two roadblocks. One was the Order of... Hold on, I'm just going to make sure I get the name right again. The Lobane, a group of magical warriors who have taken it upon themselves to guard the doorway to the Red Stars, and they are doing so very specifically because they have been locked in a back and forth conflict with a cult known as the Throat of Nothingness, who are just the worst kind of nihilists. Like, not the fun kind of nihilists who sit and have, good time on Friday because nothing matters. They think, oh, oblivion, and we want nothing to be everything, and nothing matters and we'll kill you and stuff. So, but it's the worst.
Looks like Calistigian order.
Yeah. And they need to apparently infiltrate or breach the Cathedral of the Throat of Nothingness, put an end to this conflict, recover some magical artifacts, and that will allow them to pass safely into the doorway to the Red Star and be able to locate Old Mage Jatembe on the other side, whatever is there. This was all thanks to some excellent diplomacy rolls and excellent good impression made by the party. It was supposed to possibly take a couple days or even maybe a week to earn their trust, but you guys sped run it. You had a guide, I guess. I don't know.
We had a Zoe. We had an Ophelia. That's what we had.
Heck yeah.
That is the same energy of we have a Hulk. You guys were given a little bit of a heads up about the first obstacles you would face right away trying to infiltrate the cathedral. Cathedral itself is well protected and only has one entrance, and the entrance is guarded by a pair of demi-liches who at one point were higher up members of the cult, possibly, but things didn't go so well for them, possibly, or maybe they just really took their nihilism too far and said, I shouldn't have a body. Bodies should be nothingness. And now they're two magically animated skulls that sit in the doorway and prevent people from entering unless they answer a series of questions and make a sacrifice. And one thing I wanted to make clear, because I've been doing my homework, and it doesn't quite make this exactly clear to begin with, and I'm not sure if they're doing that intentionally, but I think it's a little unfair to obfuscate this from you. It's not just that these demi-liches are jerks and like to see people cut off their own hands or cut out their own tongues. Doing this constitutes a magical vow. Which means if you go back on the vow, there will be consequences, potentially, or at least the demi-liches will immediately know that you've done something to get out of your vow.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Also, it should be noted that the AP specifically lists the disadvantages for the different sacrifices you are going to take. Cutting out your tongue is a different disadvantage. I would not advise that for a group of spellcasters. Cutting off your hand is a disadvantage. Plucking out one of your eyes has a disadvantage. Like, mechanically speaking.
For a completely unrelated reason, Matt, can you send me that chart?
Oh god.
It's not actually a chart.
Oh, like once it's done, once we're done it, send me
Yes.
that info. Thanks.
I can totally do that.
Don't do it.
Thank you.
I'll
Don't
make
do
one up. If the
This
person's
feels like
name is
something we're
Matthew
going to
and
have
they-
to face the consequences of on Wednesday night.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, the consequences of my actions.
Oh no, not the consequences.
That was always one of the most chilling lines from a Half-Life 2. Prepare for unintended consequences.
All right, so to start things off, Matthew, Igora
Oh my
has
gosh, capitalism?
yes, capitalism.
But first, shopping!
Yes. To start things off, just so we can be like as efficient as possible, Igora is spending 1,800 gold pieces to give Endures in Darkness a Staff of Healing. Of the major Staff of Healing.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you present this staff to your TA?
I walk up to Endures in Darkness and say, hey, Endures, you know how we're constantly getting the shit kicked out of us?
I mean, I would never characterize it like that because I feel like that would reflect poorly on my record.
Thank you for stopping it. He just hands Endures the staff and walks away.
Well then.
That's a staff of major healing?
Yeah, a major Staff of Healing. Level 12. It gives them a +3 item bonus to the hit points they restore when they restore hit points, as well as access to Stabilize, heal at level 1, heal at level 3, 2, 4, and 5, and the Breath of Life.
I'm assuming, like, I'm reading, like, staff of healing major, Breath of Life, and I assume it also gives all the stuff on all the lower levels.
Yes, it also gives all the lower stuff. And then you get...
That's a lot.
And then whatever Endures' highest level of spell slot is.
7, I think.
So he gets 7 charges a day. Per level of a spell, it costs a charge. So if it's a 5th level spell, it's 5 charges.
That is significantly more healing.
I will double check that to make sure I'm not crazy, but I believe that is the case.
Hey.
What a grand expenditure that we all benefit from. Thank God.
I think we do. I think this is something that we all...
that wasn't sarcasm. I know I have that way about my voice sometimes. That was with 100% sincerity and gratitude.
Now I have to rewrite
Good
what was
call.
going to happen to Endurers when you walk through the door.
Yeah, well...
The look on your face is just worth it, McKenna.
Don't hurt my sweet boy. That's my sweet boy. He's just a baby. He's been through so much.
I mean, he's a mushroom child soldier who's learned to, find his place in the world.
And now he's a healer. Look at that arc for him. But he still doesn't know what he wants out of life.
I would say he's actually not completed his arc. He's on the upward thing.
I've also bought
The
Avi
Denubal
Avi an
is
item.
What? Why?
I've also bought Avi Avi an item.
My God.
Because I got one for... I'm getting an item for everyone.
Oh, Will.
The Charlatan's Gloves of
It's
the
Christmas,
the
everyone.
Greater Charlatan's Gloves. Gives you a +2 bonus to thievery checks.
That is helpful.
Yep, just like a flat boosty boost bonus.
Boosty.
The boosty.
A boost. A boost.
Boosty boost.
The boosts.
Charlatan's gloves. I thought they're Charlotte's gloves.
Well, it's funny you should say that because for Charlotte, Igora has spent some gold on a Greater Crafter's Eyepiece.
I already have one.
Do you already have one? Then I will not spend that gold.
I do. I have
Alright.
one.
You have the Greater or the regular?
Greater.
Okay, cool. So then we don't have to buy you that. In that case, I go to my backup for Charlotte, which is... Where's my backup for Charlotte?
Oh, hold on. Should I be looking at the remastered version, Will?
Yes. And then my backup for Charlotte then is a flamethrower.
Alright.
What?
You want these nice utility glasses? No? Flamethrower. like, just that's like such a
Okay.
0 to 100 in terms of
No,
intensity.
I'm not. I'm not arguing with you. In
Get
fact,
that wi-
it's kind of amazing that
if
was.
you if you
Okay, flamethrower.
if you allow me, get that witch a flamethrower. Witches love flamethrowers.
It's true. We do.
Yeah, I just have to find the exact name of the item again. But yeah, because chat, just so I can give you an idea as to why Igor is spending gold on fun items for their friends, the summoner's itemization is really cheap. Which basically means that I really only need to care about upgrading my armor and my weapon runes. But because we're in an AP where we're constantly fighting enemies that have them, I can just sort of scavenge what I need off of enemies. So until we're getting to like catalyst items, which honestly every other person in the party is going to be prioritized for because they get a lot more out of a catalyst item than Igor would. Yeah. Charlotte, I'm getting you the Alchemist's Flamethrower.
Cool. I'll put it in my inventory. Also, the criminal is doing criminal activities again, FYI, if anybody cares.
At this point, I just assume that's a given.
Strangely, I don't think our animated crime emote is working.
Hey, what are you? Can I have my papers? Speaking of criminals doing criminal things, she's taken to just like picking up pieces of paper
No, it is.
and putting them on the floor.
Well, no, it's not animated though to me.
I mean, you're using the Teddy Crime. You're using the static emote, not the animated one.
I was using it. Hold on, I'm gonna put.
Or you wanna
Fancy
run
photo.
by? I cannot actually. You might need to add this particular item. I cannot locate it.
I got it.
I know. I
Restarting
know.
my Twitch.
it.
It is from the Treasure Vault book. but you know how you got yourself the ability to make upgraded
Okay,
fire
now it's
things?
working.
Yeah.
This one basically, so you have Major Alchemist fire now, right, Sarah?
Yes.
So if you put 2 of those into this item and use the 2 actions, you get to make a 120-foot line of fire that deals 10d8 fire damage, which is a DC 37 reflex save.
Intriguing. Tempting.
Mm.
Well then. Long as it goes in my inventory, I'm cool.
It is in your inventory now.
Lovely.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Alrighty. And yeah, that's all that I had immediately. For Igara things I would be buying other people, I think I might just hold on to like the 4,089 gold I have left. And yeah, that's me. That's what I'm getting.
And while people are still thinking about that items, I realize I never shared what my dream subclass is. And I probably have a few, but the one that kind of sticks out in my mind is I would really find it interesting to have an actual, like, Berserker class for PF2 for the Barbarian. And I mean a real thing where part of your class is that you ingest, like, crazy substances and go into a chemically induced rage, and that there are actual risks and drawbacks to it, even though it possibly grants you some big abilities. High risk, high reward kind of playstyle.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Really cool.
On a side note, chat, we are at such a point where we do kind of need to spend a little bit of time upgrading ourselves and re-kitting.
We've been sitting on this money for ages, and the time has come to finally use it.
And
Yeah.
we just
we
keep
are-
forgetting to spend it.
Exactly.
Which is
We're
why
genuinely in a place where if we're going into the next area, we definitely need to. I mean, especially for myself, my poison bombs are not going to cut it with these demi-liches for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is a gear check, but I'm not saying it.
yeah.
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 It sounds like that's
Um,
saying though.
So I have some options, and I'm trying to decide between them. And maybe chat, maybe you can help me.
Put it to chat, yeah.
There's a bunch of new fun items out. Some of them are for witches specifically. One of them, I think the only one that is specifically for witches is there's a communion mat. A pageless grimoire made up of 2 durable covers that display a small ritual circle. When you invest in the grimoire, you and your familiar each press a limb to the corner of the mat. The ritual circle then morphs into one matching the tradition of your patron, the spells contained in your familiar appearing in the margins. During your daily preparations, your familiar performs a small jaunt around the open ritual circle to strengthen its connection to your patron. Effectively, what that does is that once every 10 minutes, so once per combat, your patron's like, I see you, and your familiar sustains a spell for you without costing an action. It's basically a free cackle. I don't know if that's worth 3,700 gold, but it is very cool. It's a level 14 item, so I could use the treasure points from Osaibu for it for technically cheaper. Get like a 750 gold discount. But that's one of the items I was looking at, mostly because I just think it would be cool to have the witch item that is like kind of exclusive to witches. You need a familiar communion to use it. The one that I think I am going to get is Greater Library Road. It's like a +2 resiliency, which I think is a +2 to my AC, but also a +2 to my saving throws, if I am reading that right. Will, is that right?
as stated. Resiliency. I have another book here.
Correct. I believe is what we're going with.
This is what I'm checking. I believe that... Okay, where are the runes? Also, chat, I apologize. I'm using a physical copy of the new book for things. So I'm actually, like, having to think about where things are. Okay, armor potency. So if you're looking for a resilient rune, resilient gives you +1 to your saves. Greater resilient gives you +2.
Okay, so it's just saves. It's not saves and AC.
So the resilient part of that is your saves. The armor potency is the plus, is just the AC. They're two separate squares. So if you're looking at the library robes, If you're looking at the greater library robes, it is a +2 resilient armor, which means that it gives you a +2 to your AC, but only +1 to your saves. The major library robes, which are 6,000, give you a +2 to your AC and a +2 to your saves.
Oh, interesting.
Which is why I'm like, if you want some money for the greater ones, I'm happy to throw the major. I'm an idiot. Greater library robes are +2 resilient scrolls. So +2 to your AC, +1 to your saves. Major library robes, which is a level 15 item, +2 greater resilient, which means +2 to your AC, +2 to your saves.
Okay, that's the difference.
I'm just
Okay.
misspeaking. That's me.
Thank you. That is helpful information. That's just, I think that's maybe more than I want to spend. I'm sure +1 is fine.
I have 4,000 extra gold, McKenna, that I am happy to put towards this. My itemization, as I said, is going to be scavenged from the things we murder.
That's just a lot. Let's see what other people need first.
The answer, you
before...
guys, we'll eat the monsters in the dungeon.
Matt, like, only 3 people are going to get that joke.
More people should watch Delicious in Dungeon. It's really good.
It's Delicious in Dungeon terrifies me because everything I've been seeing in the direction it's been going has been trauma. I'm like, I can't do another one. Can't do another one, y'all.
The other ones I was looking at were the Hexing Jar, which, Matt, I don't know if you've read the description for Hexing Jar, but I feel like you'd really vibe with this. Like, on a DM level.
Why does it make me think of a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
Because it is a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, interest is waning.
McKenna, other people can enjoy things and be like, oh, that's a cool reference.
I didn't say they couldn't. I said my interest was waning.
Fair.
It is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
But
Honest.
basically, it's a +2 item bonus to the patron skill, which for me would be Arcana. And once a day, I can get myself an extra focus point instantly, free action. There's also like a cool critical success bonus when you roll a critical success or someone critically fails on one of your witch spells or hexes. The thing in the jar becomes more energetic. It encourages you until the start of your next turn, granting you and your familiar a +1 status bonus to AC and saving throws, and a +2 status bonus against mental effects. I think that's neat. I think it's neat that whatever's in the jar does a little dance and is like, good job! You hit him real good!
I could have a lot of fun with that. Who knows what's in
Right! I read that description, I was like, I feel like Matt would really jam with this. And then there's also, I was looking at a Shadow Signet, which I mentioned this earlier, but I think might also be good for Pito.
Pito.
But that's sort of where I am at with what I've been looking at. I think I could probably mix and match a couple of those things. I mean, I don't know. I'm on the fence.
That's
But
fair.
what are the other girly girls doing?
So I got what I wanted. I'm fine.
Yeah, but tell the chat what you're getting.
Oh,
What'd you get for Christmas, Sarah?
sure. Why not? So I may or may not have expanded my repertoire of potential deadly items in which to throw at. So I've increased my repertoire of bombs. I've got the Greater Alchemist's Fire and then a Greater Acid Flask. So a little bit more fire and a little bit more acid. I also decided to take on another poison, which Blight Burn Resin. Great. And to counteract potential hit rates, I got myself a Greater Bomber's Eye Elixir recipe. So essentially that how it's described with the Greater Bomber's Eye Elixir is it lets me pinpoint my foes, my alchemical bomb strikes for the next 5 minutes, reduce the circumstance bonus of their AC to the targets. So I can reduce your target circumstance bonus by 2.
Nice.
Nice.
So I figured that's beneficial for throwing bombs their way. Just super helpful. And that was it. That was a lot of my money, actually, was just going to get more bombs. So that's that.
Very
I
nice.
got nothing that's interesting.
Nice.
I think that's interesting.
Yeah, that's very cool. And you also got a flamethrower.
And you
I
got a
also now
flamethrower.
have a flamethrower, so, you know, can only go uphill.
BF to the flamethrower.
It is time to spread the Magambia.
Oh god.
So I make a Helldivers joke.
Oh, God.
Or Super Magambia.
Orange.
Managed democracy. Oh, flesh warp
warp
poison.
poison?
Oh god,
Good
that
lord.
sounds terrifying.
It's poison that literally causes people to become flesh warps.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I think there's
Like
something
My
wrong
Hero
with doing it by
Academia.
force.
I mean, yeah, that's actually fair.
What about Ophelia? Ophelia. Now that's a girl who knows how to shop. What's she shopping for?
Knows how to shop. She's a little lost because this is like her first big shopping trip without her mom. But like,
Can we go together, bestie?
yeah,
Yeah.
you can hold her hand. She's a little nervous about shopping without her mom. She's a mama's girl.
Fan artists, I want to see a picture of Ophelia and Avi Avi shopping while Avi Avi is holding Ophelia's hand and just dangling.
Yeah, obviously just kind of like hanging around.
And in the very, very far background, peeking around a corner, is Mercedes in big glasses.
Oh my god.
Oh, gosh.
She's like, is Charlotte there too? Just asking for a
Not
friend.
that I care. I mean, is she wearing what I sent her?
But yeah, I picked up a couple of cool items. Will recommended me this Maestro's instrument, which would take the
Oh,
form of...
Igora bought that for you.
Oh yeah, Igor
Yeah.
bought that for me because
That
it's
was
such
your
a
gift.
pal. And so that has the effects of a charm spell and I believe a +2 to performance.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
And then I
Which-
picked up a Ringmaster Staff, which has some other fun lol spells and cantrips on that.
McKenna, please roll me a D100.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Should I wait for the other items?
No.
Thank you. I just wanted us to roll
45.
1 dice before the first hour was done.
Oh my god. Oh no. Okay, well I'm almost...
Matthew.
I respect that.
I have conditions that must be met or I turn back into a statue.
Oh no. I also picked up a ventriloquist's ring. Because now Ophelia can throw her voice. I don't know why I feel like that would be kind of helpful
You never know.
in some situations.
Let me tell you the story of the fire resistance ring.
Oh god. Oh. Oh no.
Don't, Matt.
Did it come in handy?
It was a running joke in campaign 2 that one of the characters, you know, because
This
it
is a
sounded
Critical
really
Role
nice,
joke.
bought a ring of fire resistance,
Uh-huh.
completely useless until the last fight of the entire campaign, and he had given it to someone else, and it saved their life.
Wow.
And he's like,
That's effective shopping.
and it was the character played by his wife, so Travis was very happy.
Oh, now that's what we call firing a Chekhov's gun.
That's so cute.
Oh
my god. Ah, I love that.
Oh, so Zoe,
I
you've
got
made
the
all of your choices already. Here's my other question: Is
one.
everyone kitted with armor runes?
Yes.
Oh.
I am going to say this. There is one more item that I'm going to buy because we are going to possibly an alien planet. Igora is going to spend 880 gold on an explorer's yurt.
Gilly.
Okay.
I could just prepare tiny hut.
Then we don't have to spend a spell slot on it, Avi.
Okay. I can accept that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just use your one-use magical item boat, turn it over, and it's like a weird hut.
Let me have my yurt.
I think Charlotte learned how to make that multiple
Yes,
times.
but you haven't made them yet.
That's true.
We haven't made them yet. That is all. That is very true.
That's
me.
very true.
Also, should I play? I don't. Are in my character sheet that I can do that. I just don't know where I would put that.
To put what?
Just for the moment, put in items, blueprint for whatever the item was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got one more item.
Oh, what you got?
It's called a persona mask.
Dun dun.
Alright, but first you have to go on a
5.
you have to go on a quest to confront your inner darkness.
Looks at Ophelia looking into the mirror.
I
Again.
never saw that coming.
Time number 3.
Welcome to Ophelia's Velvet Room. Is this the one where?
Surprise.
I mean, does Ophelia have a purse?
A purse?
Yeah. Are you a purse owner?
Oh my god, get out of here.
Fanciful bag.
Never saw
McKenna
that.
literally tried retreating into herself like a turtle. Must escape the cringe.
There is no escaping the cringe.
As was once said, I may be cringe, but I am free.
Sure.
Except from the expectations of society.
Let's go with that.
What do you have to tell myself to get myself to sleep every night?
Hello. Rare Diggy sighting for
Oh, hey,
everybody.
Diglett.
Use dig.
Hello, Diggy.
Use
Diggy,
earthquake.
Diggy, hello.
Here's your fun cat fact for the day, folks.
Yes, yes, yes.
Listen close.
Selkirk Rexes have curly fur and whiskers. So their whiskers curl, but because their whiskers are curly and brittle, they break off. Which is a good thing, because if they didn't break off, they would curl into their eyeballs. Right? See, he's got the little curly whiskers. They're
There's
all-
not a single thought behind those eyes or whiskers. So,
We love to joke that Selkirk Rexes have curly fur, curly whiskers, and curly brains.
I would argue that their brains are smooth. Eddie, now that's a curly brain.
That's a curly brain. Is it curled in the right directions? No.
No.
But it's curly. Anyway, excited
Theoretically.
for you all. You are blessed to this day.
So, am I the only one who's like still indecisive?
Yes.
Yes.
That sucks. Now I feel like an asshole.
You're not an asshole, McKenna.
Asshole, you just try. You're giving it serious
You're
thought.
giving it serious thought, and that's something that's important to do
Hey,
when we're at this stage, because this is sort of like the next tier of itemization for us.
Yeah.
Like, we're moving up in the world here. And I still have 3,209 gold, so if there's stuff that people want that you don't necessarily have enough money for and need to dip into the Igora fund, dip into the Igora fund.
I still have a lot of money too.
If you're offering, Igra, I may take you up on that.
I am wholeheartedly offering because, as I've said, all of my itemization will come from the corpses of our fallen foes.
Sig.
If you did say that.
Yeah.
Metal as fuck. I'm just a little guy who reads books and things, so I can't do that. God, casters are expensive, bougie little bitches. I think
Why do you think wizards are always draped in such finery, except, I suppose, head wizards?
Well, I mean, it's arguable that wizards are like less expensive because you're not purchasing weapon enhancements. You're only purchasing like a staff that you're going to upgrade as you go, and the robe enhancements. But
Doesn't
anyway,
it take ink to write in your spellbook?
no, not in this game. My itemization of the PF2 don't. It's I could do like a 4-hour TED talk on itemization in PF2. It's beside the point. Go ahead, McKenna.
I think if I wipe all my gold, I can buy the robes for myself.
Yeah.
Could I dip into the Egra bank for the hex jar?
How much you want?
It is 1,200. It's kind of a lot.
Done. That's like nothing.
Yay! Back to being broke again.
Anything
Alright,
else that you
McKenna.
want? I still have 2,000 gold, McKenna. So feel
I'm
free.
golden. You are such a friend. Thank you.
McKenna, you acquire your hex jar.
Huh?
You acquire your hex jar.
Yes.
It is a wonderful kind of deep, dark red clay jar with interesting patterns kind of very delicately carved into the jar. And it does have a large cork stopper at the top. But upon picking it up, you can feel something moving inside.
Dare I look? Am I allowed to look?
It's up to you.
Do I need to roll an Arcana check to see if I will immediately wreck this really wonderful item if I open it up
Sure.
and look
It's
inside?
fine. I
Make an
have
Arcana
enough
check.
money. I have enough money for another one.
That's a lot of gold. I just want to make sure. Well, and I have a +2 to this roll because it's Arcana, so that's a 30.
30. You think you have to open it to invoke its magic.
Yeah, I open it.
Alright, for a moment you peer into the hex jar, and there is naught but darkness. But then, there's a little plink noise, and you see what appears to be the top of a little ladder has been placed up against the inner lid of the jar. And you hear a little... And you see emerging from what appears to be magical darkness, because you're holding it up to like light and stuff, but the light doesn't seem to penetrate. You only see the top of the ladder. A little tiny hand kind of comes up, and then another one, and what suddenly appears like there is a small mummified mouse with a elaborate headdress and like golden bangles climbs up to the top of this ladder, and it looks up at you, and it has no visible eyes, and it kind of motions for you to come down to the jar, and it gives you like just a little pap with its open hand on the side of your face, and you receive the benefits of the hex jar. And then it climbs back down the ladder.
Thank you.
The top ladder disappears into the jar, and the cork top magically flips in the air and pops back down on top.
How delightful. What a delightful, fun thing that's just happened.
Well, okay then.
Well,
Yes,
alright.
well.
How much is that familiar mat, McKenna?
Oh, the communion mat?
Yeah.
That one was a lot. It was like $37.50. That one I was only considering as like a if I were to use the treasure points from Osaibu, then
That's
it would
fair.
technically be like a 750 gold discount.
It's not.
But I just don't think I don't know if I think sustaining a
For free
spell
is worth it.
for free is worth it.
That's valid. Okay, I think everyone has everything they need. I have 2 grand left over at the end of that, so if anyone
The
else
girls
has
have
anything-
armor runes?
That's a good question.
Should I do that?
Yes,
we should get you
do
guys some
that.
armor runes.
Get those
maybe
girls
some-
some armor rings.
Get
What
those
the
girls some
hell is up
armor
with...
runes.
Oh.
Plus, I think I am approaching the point where I cannot invest in any more items.
Ophelia has a better AC than Igara.
Maybe. Well, do you have AC stuff?
I have armor rooms. I just don't have high AC
X.
stats. Yeah.
Ah, that'll do
You're not
it.
a nimble froggy.
That's so sad. Oh, I think the Hexstar is new enough that it's not in Roll20.
Yes. Which book is the extra from?
Oh, that's a good, fun question. That's okay. I'll just put it in myself.
Yeah. If it's from the Treasure Vault, the Treasure Vault hasn't been put into Roll20 yet.
I think it is from the Treasure Vault.
Yeah. I don't think it's been put into Roll20 yet. Opens up Roll20. Marketplace. Browse. Paizo.
Everyone say thank you, Will.
Thank you, well,
For what?
For helping us.
giving money and helping.
Endures the Darkness, his head snaps up, suddenly looking like he's just thought of something, is concerned, and looks at Igra. Igra, you're giving away all these wonderful things. Are you dying?
Oh no! Oh no!
Every day we stray closer to the black hat. No, I'm fine. I just, like I said, I literally am scavenging every single thing I use from
We
the
zoom over to the
corpses.
Black Hat, which is actually just a hole in the ground right now.
Like I said,
Oh,
Endures, I am literally just scavenging from the corpses of the dead. Ooh woo.
I see. Unironic ooh-woo.
I don't know. I just, like I said, I my itemization is weird because of the class I am. It's the best way. It's the best way I can say. Like, out of character, my itemization is really weird because of the class that I am playing.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, so if anyone else has anything else they need, let me know. I'm more than happy to provide. I can confirm that the item vault is not in Roll20. I just went through all of the Paizo stuff and it's not here.
Interesting.
That's a shame.
That's okay. I'm just putting it in from Archives of Nethys. Here I am, plugging Archives of Nethys, because they're doing God's fucking work.
And
For
Nethys
Dirty God's
is,
work.
and they didn't kill Nethys off in the Pathfinder story, so
Could you imagine?
they haven't killed Nethys. They haven't killed Desna. Desna lives, so we don't have a McKenna rioting to worry about.
Are they perhaps killing all the previously copyrighted gods?
No, they're only killing one god.
Oh.
Yeah,
you know
they're-
what's so fucking cool about Archives of Nethys?
What?
When you copy the information from their website and paste it onto another document, it translates the like free action or reaction symbols into the words free action
That's
on
fun.
whatever document you're
Would you-
pasting it to.
Would you like to hear a fun antidote about that?
Antidote?
Yes, a fun antidote.
Do you mean anecdote?
Yes.
And
Sure.
Would you like to hear the fun fact about that?
please.
That took the archives like literally like I think they said like 40 hours to figure out how to do. Like the person who does it,
Wow.
like it took them a long time and they figured
That-
out how to do it.
Doesn't surprise me.
Again, doing the gods' work.
Nethys is a great resource,
Yeah.
especially if you're playing Society because you can put filters in to see what's Pathfinder Society legal and how to acquire it.
This is true. This
Also,
is
if you
true.
bring your phone to Pathfinder Society night, you can quickly just check a rule on your phone. Oh, I do, sure, Strike.
Yeah, but either way, I think that's all of our shopping. We did it. It only took us an hour.
Thank y'all for bearing with us so we could get our shopping done. Avi Avi now has a very fun little robe, and I think she's outfitted it to look very similar to her current robes, but she opens it up and it's just full of spells.
Hey kids, Want any spells?
God. Ophelia, maybe,
Horrifying.
Avi, maybe you don't do that. Maybe that's.
You don't want my spells?
I would love for you to use the spells, but I don't know if people really would appreciate a teacher going around kind of woo spell on the bad luck.
Smells? I got some smelling salts
You don't
for you
want spells?
right here, and I just.
No, spells are great. Maybe just the presentation of the spell.
What if it? So I don't startle anyone. Should I just be like spells?
Oh, we could add music to it, and Avi could do like a sort of like slow, like a da 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 spells, da 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 spells.
Would it be better if I had little bat hands?
Why don't we
Spell-esque.
work on it? We'll work on it. Sound good?
Workshop it.
I trust your opinion on presentation.
Yup. Let's not get tired.
Don't worry about it. We'll get there eventually. Oh my god.
Oh God.
Anyway, what time is it? Oh boy, it's 8:13.
All right, everyone. I'm going to move you to the map.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. Why are you scared? It's not as if he's not gonna try and throw something at us last
We're gonna
night.
die.
We're not going to take it.
You're gonna die, baby.
I think actually we will.
We're gonna
We'll probably take it.
We'll probably take it now.
You don't have a choice. It is a railroad.
I see nothing. I see something. There we go.
So, just before we even get into what you guys are planning to do, I just wanted to give you a little context here. What you see directly before you is the doorway itself. These standing stones of carved scarlet stone. Currently inactive. Because you guys need to, assemble the artifacts and
I
stuff.
see darkness.
You should be on the board.
They are.
It's all the way to the right.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
It's a big map.
I,
This is, I believe, the entire cathedral, so...
Okay, there it is. Thank you.
And for some reason the
I know. I thought I
dynamic
was
lighting
in
is on.
darkness as well.
Oh, so the doorway is a circle?
A portal will open in the center of the stone.
It's like
when
a
the time and
Stonehenge.
Conditions are met. Yeah.
It's like a Stonehenge.
Ruby Stonehenge.
And this is the door to the cathedral over here.
If we touch one of the stones, will we go into the past so I can finally find a sexy Scottish man to marry and have children with?
I was wondering where that reference was going. You can certainly touch the stones if you wish.
I don't know. I think that's a little bit outlandish, Sarah.
Oh my god. Go straight to
Or
jail.
very,
Straight to jail.
I mean, also traveling through time to find a Scotsman, it might just be the 10th Doctor of you.
I'm sorry.
Ones in chat, because that was good. I liked that one.
The cat's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god.
Thank you, Chad.
Can
I
we?
like that one.
I would kill for Jane. Don't at me.
Can
You
we
really
roll
do have a type.
Can
Sorry?
we roll about touching the crystals?
I mean, you can just, are you worried you might miss?
Does it taste like
You can roll to
strawberry?
touch them.
No, I mean like some sort of arcana or occult.
Oh, you
so like,
want to
if
study
we touch
them a little
them,
bit.
will we get hurt?
You can roll
You
like
can
one.
you can certainly roll to check if you want.
What am I
I'll
rolling?
roll a little
Amount
It
to
would
make
be an
sure
Arcana.
they're safe to touch.
That's a 38.
I got 30.
A ring of 6 crimson monoliths, not quite stone, yet not quite crystal, rise from the plaza stones here as they formed naturally in ages past. Each stone emits a faint red glow, while weeds grow profusely through paving stone cracks elsewhere in the ruins. Within the ring itself, the stones are barren. Only a light dusting of red sand lies atop these ruined blocks.
Hmm.
And you guys rolled an Arcana 30. You think that there is probably no danger in touching the stones necessarily.
Touch it.
Fun fact.
It has possibly the most unique feeling kind of stone feeling ever. You kind of touch this, and you get the impression just from feeling this kind of rough. It's both seemingly rough and smooth at the same time. It's like you get that feeling sometimes from not quite polished like crystal kind of things, where certain parts are so smooth because it's like glass like crystal, but it still has odd little like extra little bits that's not quite completely smooth on one side, completely smooth. You also get the impression that you could not damage this if you wanted to.
Oh, I see. Is it pretty?
I mean, it's pretty pretty. It's
If
got
I-
this kind of raw, primeval beauty to it. Like, this is something ancient and powerful and not refined. It's like if you were to look over, Jurassic Park and see a sunset. It would be beautiful, but feels powerful and untamed.
I think I see like a little like baby cow figure in this crystal. It's like some sort of crystal calf. Anyway.
Straight to jail. Go.
He's holding a cup of beans.
Can I get a bean cup in chat?
I'm working on it.
Bean cup,
Beans.
please.
All the beans. Does it taste like strawberry or cherry when Igora licks it?
You want to lick the stone?
Igora's licking the stone.
You lick the stone, and suddenly, your mind is unfathomable distance away. You are crawling through wind and red sand, and the sky is howling, and you look up and you see stars that you do not recognize, and feel flesh that is not your own, and suddenly you're back and you've fallen on your butt.
Huh. Will, who knows what Akaton is like, oh yeah, that tracks. Igora is like, huh.
Oh, good, because I have no idea what Akaton is like. I was guessing.
It's Akaton is Mars.
But Akotar is something else.
Yeah.
That's a resort on.
No, it's a spicy book.
It's an acronym for a spicy book, which I have not read.
Yeah.
Because
That was good. That tasted nice. Don't lick it, Avi.
I thought you said it tasted nice.
Wait, what, I
It does, but it was a real trip.
It's like
Bobby
what you
licks
imagine
it.
licking.
Oh, no!
It's like,
Do you want to go to space?
Yeah.
licking it.
Bobby licks it.
the damn thing!
your mind is blasted through, and something seems different to you. You are crawling in the dark on
Oh.
something that feels cold and metallic beneath you, and there are flashing lights and heavy breathing, and something is dragging itself towards you, its limbs hanging at odd angles, one foot dragging on, and burning dead star coals in its eyes, and it reaches one hand for you, and you are pulled back, and you fall to the ground, breathing heavily.
Things Matt.
Oh shit!
I told you.
Was it
You should
good?
lick it. You should lick it.
Wait, I'm gonna lick it. I'm gonna lick it.
Oh my
Stop
god.
licking it!
Alright,
The crystals growing out of the ground. They've been here, Shar.
It's been
Um,
here the whole time.
you lick the thing, and you are flashed forward, and you stumble into a well-lit chamber. There are in kind of a vast circle around you, strange spherical tubes of glass and kind of pale green liquid. A figure floats in each of these tubes. A shock of red hair floating in the water above them, and you stare at one for a second, and its eyes snap open to look at you, and you are pulled back.
And there was Matt recapping their Starfinder campaign for us.
No. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Hey,
Space
Charlotte.
Scarl.
Hey, Charlotte.
We shouldn't
No.
peer pressure Scarlet. Charlotte?
Scarlet.
Way too
I
many
would-
things in the world that you can contract from these. I'm not doing it.
Webley.
You all get the flu in the next couple of days. Don't come crying to me or endures for medicine.
Igra, You have a tiny red crystal growing out of your tongue. No.
That's probably fine. Wait, what would happen if Webley licked it?
Rock candy.
Webley does not have a tongue. Webley doesn't have any, wet appendages.
Webley, could you turn one of your legs
Wasn't
into
the
a tongue?
conduction of water to skin that does it?
I mean, I can turn my I can weave myself into one giant tongue, but it would be a tongue puppet. It wouldn't be an actual tongue.
Don't entertain.
I don't have any taste organs.
Yet.
No?
Look, we're still in the same predicament we were before, in that we have to figure a way in through this thing, but now we know exactly what this red crystal thing is. It's great and wonderful, but we can't do anything with it until we discover and find out the
And it tastes spicy.
I would like to say we had probably a day to prepare before we left to do this, right?
I mean, technically, you guys aren't on a.
Is there anything that stops me from asking Durs to prepare Passwall?
Would Indoors be able to get all of us through a pass wall?
Yes, you can do it. It's a 10-minute long spell, because then we can just go around the demi-liches if we need to.
Let me take a look real quick.
Also, I don't know if that doesn't work. I'm kind of starting to formulate a plan, but I don't know if it's gonna work.
Well, it's better than no plan, which is currently what we have.
My plan was to just fight him.
Oh, my plan was to trick them into thinking that we're worshiping them, and
It's
then
a 5th level spell, so...
and then poison them.
I'm just gonna say this, Igora, in that just bypassing the demi-liches does not eliminate them as a problem.
It doesn't, but it would let us get in there to deal with the rest of the cult.
I mean,
before
do
having-
you want to preload a bleeding encounter?
Oof.
I don't like that look on his face, Will. I think maybe we find another solution.
Listen.
I'm just saying.
Igora
there
would
is
use it
literally
if-
rules for things that can cause the demi-liches to come after you.
Fair enough.
There are many ways to piss them off, actually. They're not happy individuals.
They're demi-liches.
Yes, they're demi-liches who are demi-liches because they failed a coup.
Ruka.
Bad at their jobs.
More of a religious calling, really. They don't have benefits.
There's not many actual benefits in religious cults when you think about it.
Endures in Darkness also laments that he does not have a tongue and thus cannot lick the crystals.
Well, I think you could still touch him, maybe? I don't know. You don't have to, though. You're not being graded on licking the crystals.
He kind of shyly looks over at Igora like...
Yep.
You're not being
No,
graded on licking the crystals.
Endures. This is one of those moments where I'm going to, as your instructor, recommend that you use that mushroom head to think for yourself, bud.
He just sort of like vibrates in place for a second.
You see, I've discovered something, Avi. It's actually more distressing when we tell him to think for himself. So that's what I'm doing.
You're trying.
So much I could say about you personally, William
the
Banner.
sad truth, and this is just a statement on the cold facts of it. Sad truth. Endures in Darkness was not made to think for himself.
Aww.
Whether or not he has grown into that capacity is a matter of some debate.
Perhaps he can learn that is what he came to the school to do.
Yeah, that's why we're helping him. Think for yourself, Endures.
It's that moment in the anime where the character that doesn't have any centrical thought over time for the power of friendship gets its own opinion and thought.
And the power of peer review.
Correct. That's a staple of Persona series.
There's also a 14 character that has that happen to them.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
And just the whole character arc of Data.
That also true. Oh my god, have you seen that last scene of Data's final moments?
Are we talking about from the
From
movie?
Card?
Oh,
No.
from Card. No, I was thinking of like, I haven't seen much of Picard, honestly.
Well, I mean,
I'm
Tom-
thinking about Anthe Hemenia from
The-
Revolutionary Girl Utena.
The ship CGI in Picard is really awesome. Whoever did
One would
that's
hope.
fucking talented.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. The
Oh.
joke is that we know the
yeah,
guy who
demi
did
liches.
that.
So, what is the plan,
Demi-liches.
guys? If you want to explain your plan to me, unless you want to surprise me.
I don't
I
know.
would like to approach the demi-liches to see what happens, because at this point in time, we've got...
So, based on the intelligence you provided, the demi-liches are on either side of this door when you open it. They have their own little sort of alcoves that they live in because they don't have bodies, so they can just sit in a bookshelf for eternity.
Okay.
Well, give me a second here. Let's just.
Well, first off, we gotta answer their damn questions anyway, so, like... Let's look at that.
What level is this spell? It's level 8. Okay, so that's not something that Endures has access to or I have access
I
to.
have no control over how this plays out. You can't look at me as if my options are the wrong decision. Do you have any brilliant ideas, Mr. Diglett?
Use Earthquake.
He said... So, I don't know how... Does anybody have speak with animals?
Hey,
I mean,
tons.
give
Actually,
Only
another
Ozzy can
day.
speak with animals as like a passive. She
Only
can speak
for
with
squirrels.
Tell us what Diggy is saying.
What are you
Diggy
saying,
says, fishy, food,
Rubs?
treat,
Snuggles?
mom, treat.
That's
That's what Diggy's saying.
Dahlia's ears just did a
He's
little.
right now, his ears, his eyes are open, and he goes... That's exactly what he's saying. Mom, treat, actually what
Do we
he
just
wants-
want to like do like an oopsie nooksy on them and just?
Kind of the cat whisperer.
He loves his
I
little
mean-
laser pointer, it's his favorite.
I want to see what Ophelia's gonna do. I feel like Ophelia's got an idea.
Well, I don't know. Okay, so I was thinking if I use Melodious Spell, that is a performance check against their perception DC for my next spell to not be noticed. So I was thinking if I use that and then try
Oh, Teddy, that's crimes.
some sort of summon. I kind of pulled this one thing up that makes a feast, and if they eat it, then they can't use. Then they're also charmed. But I don't know.
Demi-liches wouldn't be able to eat.
Oh, they can't eat.
No, they
I'm
can't
not
eat.
sure they have lower jaws.
They're literally just skulls.
Oh, okay, never mind then. That
Yeah.
was
I
that
mean, with blinged out
Yeah.
eyes.
was my idea, was to riz them up with food.
I mean,
That's Grizz at 5th level.
okay.
Maybe we're just
I flirt.
fighting them because I don't want to be beholden to a vow that I'm not going to keep, especially a vow to potentially another
Oh,
deity
you know what?
or
Let's.
deific figure.
Igor is
That's
just.
not.
Igor is just going to walk in.
All right, we just buff ourselves and go.
Alright, hold on.
Great, let's go.
See if I can.
Yeah,
there's
let's
an
just. I'm going. I'll see if there's a peaceful way to deal with this, and if not, we'll.
Alright,
We'll
I'm
go.
gonna delete the door. Open the door.
Ooh! Door! I see through door.
Yeah.
I don't like how there's not a lot of room once door is
Just
open.
Opens and walks in.
Alright, so, let me get to the thing. Cathedral of Nothingness. Alright. This 20-foot wide entry hall narrows into 10-foot wide alcoves to the north and south, where archways open into 2 eastern spires. You hear, as soon as you walk in, like, there's like a couple seconds where there's nothing, and then there's sort of a far off kind of rattling sound, and glow from each of the ends. You just hear a voice, "Well, well, well, it seems new aspirants have come to the cathedral." And you just, for a moment, there's a pause and says, Sufficient bananas would kill you from radiation.
Oh no! Oh no!
And you just hear like a sigh and goes, Sprith, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Avocados were once known as alligator pears.
So, for people who do not know about Demi-Lich lore, they can start to degrade and lose their minds.
And I am going to,
Great.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
These be called alligator pears? I mean, it makes a certain kind of sense.
Yeah, it actually does. It does look like alligator skin a little bit, doesn't it?
That's a true fact.
It also sounds tastier.
Right? Alligator pear?
Yeah, but it implies that it's sweet like a pear, and avocados may be a fruit, but
Alright.
they're not sweet.
Just so they
Yeah.
move into the light where you guys can see them.
I don't really love their texture, to be honest.
So,
me neither.
just so you guys are aware, the one on the south, Sprith, seems to be the one who just seems to blurt out facts in a
Like
grating
it.
voice, and
Like
the
it.
one at the top, Muradner, seems to be the serious one.
Maragner.
So,
And-
which one of you's in charge?
I am! We are both the guardians of the door, aspirant to be. And we have a series of questions if you wish to gain entry to the inner sanctum.
I am curious about what the questions are.
Yeah.
In southern Galeria, cheddar is known as tasty cheese.
That is true.
I swear to God, if I had hands, I would strangle you, Sprint.
Points at my
You
hands.
don't! Haha!
Y'all,
I mean,
these two are the floating heads from Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
They
I
are.
preferred Wind Waker.
would you like someone to take care of it for you? Kind of a mercy sort of situation?
No, I would like you to answer the questions necessary to enter the temple.
Okay, but we
You
could do
nasty
that.
You still
and
haven't
then
asked them
we
yet.
Could do you a favor.
I will answer the questions when I see fit, aspirant.
But you're complaining that we haven't answered the questions that you haven't asked yet.
I am allowed to complain about whatever I want. I am dead.
Can you ask us the questions, please?
Yes. It should be noted that while Muradner is asking you his questions, because of how randomly and at increasingly high pitches Sprint offers his questions, any attempts to negotiate or talk or do any sort of like charisma-based check all happens at a -2 because Sprint is so annoying. The first question. What do you desire?
Oh.
Now, did you guys write down the answers you were given last week?
No.
We're supposed to desire nothingness. We're supposed to desire
Nothing.
Oblivion.
civilities.
There seems to be some hesitation in your answering, and so I shall designate a condition for the answering of these questions.
Oh my fucking
Will you
god.
Will you answer all simultaneously, or will you answer with one answerer?
One answer, please.
Who shall be the
Simultaneously.
Oh, okay. So
Wait, simultaneously.
I like simultaneous.
No.
I suppose there should be. I would suggest a vote, but that goes against
gonna
actual
slip.
hierarchy in the cult.
Patting all of my bombs because I can see where this is going.
So, simultaneous or single answer?
Simultaneous.
Single answer.
All right. All in favor of single answer, raise your hands, and I see you, person with many arms. You only count as one hand.
Oh, come on!
Agate also raises a paw.
Oh,
Oh, well, you know what?
your entourage.
Gamma.
is
Gamma raises a paw for single answer.
Floribunda raises her hand.
For single answer?
For single answer. No, the gamma raises for single answer.
Gamma, put that down.
Comma, what the fuck?
Keep it up. Keep
No,
it up.
boss.
Keep it up.
Listen,
Keep it up.
boss, I have to stop you from making a terrible decision. And I was like, fine.
I do have to ask out of character, why the hell are half of us are so adamant for simultaneous? Because that just seems so annoying.
For the
It should be
enjoyment.
noted that if any of you do not answer the same way as the rest of the people during the simultaneous answer, it will count as an incorrect answer. You must all answer simultaneously the exact same answer.
That sounds like
without
fun.
Discussing.
No answer. I don't feel I should do it.
Okay.
And it should be noted, if you choose simultaneous answering, with any subsequent questioning, you must answer within seconds of the question being asked, without discussing it amongst yourselves.
We have we can message each other in our heads. So.
I have true seeing. I will see that you are casting any spells, and any
No, it's-
attempt to coordinate the answer beforehand will count as a incorrect answer.
Do you have true seeing?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you do.
Are you looking at my stat
I
profile?
wish I was. I'd have to know which book they're in, but I don't.
And now he's going to pick one off the shelf. Interesting. Will, for the entirety of this thing, I want to see your hands.
Abby?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Down, young man.
I think with Agate and Grama voting, I think it's single answer.
I feel like it is nearly a tie, but the mushroom has not voted.
And Darius, do whatever you think is best.
Yeah,
He's looking. He's like getting thinner as he tries to exercise his own decision-making properties. He's stressing so
Doris,
much he's losing
Who
weight.
is
See-
your favorite?
Mechanically, I want to do...
Explodes.
Mechanically, I know that single answer is the better choice, but entertainmently...
You know, you
Don't
1,000.
just say you want to fight the Demi-Liches and
I
leave
kind of want to get all the questions right.
Yeah. Let's get the
All right.
Get the
All
questions
right.
right.
I'm getting the impression that you all want to answer simultaneously.
what?
No, sorry, single answer. So who shall be the single answerer?
Ophelia. Assuming...
Ophelia? Very well then.
This
So,
one.
the first question. What is the airspeed of an unladen swallow? Shut up, Sprint. The first question for real. What do you desire?
We wish to not care anymore.
Close enough.
Don't give it if it ain't.
Second question. Who is the priest that rules these lands?
Klondike.
Oh, no, okay.
What would you do for Quandek?
And now, you guys almost feel the presence of hands kind of like rubbing in anticipation. What sacrifice do you bring to show your worth?
What if it was that guy?
And I point at the invalid Demi-Lich.
Sorry, no.
Are you sure?
Yes, absolutely. I find him annoying, but in the same way that an old married couple finds each other annoying. I don't know what I would do without him. Plus, he's the only one I can talk to.
Wait, so wait. None
No,
of the...
you're either going to get killed or go further into the cathedral. I have to stay in this room.
Does
that
no one
sounds
come and,
miserable.
dust you off?
Yes, but they also have their mouths sewn shut because they sacrificed their tongues to get into the cathedral, so they're terrible conversationalists.
Well, that just
What do
sounds
they
like a bad
eat?
time for you.
Yes!
I'm sorry.
Have you thought about doing other things with your unlife?
Undeath?
That's not up to me. I serve the throat of nothingness and all its empty glory. As will
Whose
you,
choice
if
was
you answer
that?
your questions correctly and prepared to sacrifice the necessary things.
I whistle. Choco comes in.
The other skull just shouts out, "Blue lobsters are a 1 in a million rare mutation."
That is true. That's cool.
But do they count as a blue food?
What is a blue food?
And are they blue or are they purple like blueberries?
Rarity.
I'm actually blue, not purple.
They're very blue. They're like an azure blue.
When you cook them, are they still blue?
No, but
No.
then when you cook lobsters, the innards aren't red.
let's be in our-
So is
Also,
there any
most
true
people,
blue
in fact, as a bit of tradition, most people, in fact, do not eat blue lobsters. They get thrown back because people want them to be more blue lobsters, and because they're so rare, if you kill and eat the few you find, it makes it harder for that mutation to propagate through the population. Do you not know anything about marine biology and conservation?
That's why I asked ya.
You're lucky that's not one of the questions. Because we don't care about lobsters. We don't care about anything. We're nihilists, Lebowski.
So sacrifice. I got a chicken.
Yes. Give me a hand.
Have a chicken.
I mean, no, it has to be something from you. Like, the chicken could sacrifice his own foot and get in. The chicken could join the cult.
No, I mean, like, the chicken is technically, like, bonded to me, so it's like it's part
I
of
have
me.
no proof of that.
Could I give you a
You
finger?
could hate the chicken. He could be under a geas to be here. You could be trying to give up one of your enemies or a bad person. He could be a criminal chicken, and you're using him like he's a like. Imagine it. You get a death row chicken, and you say, "You can come on this mission with us. We might need to kill you, but you might not." And it's better than
these guys, right?
I'll give you my favorite toe.
3 times.
no. I need either the foot or a hand or a tongue or an eye.
Why do you need the whole?
But I
Why?
don't have a favorite foot. I only have a favorite toe.
Because I want them.
What is the foot? So question. Once we give you a foot, are there any other sort of stipulations that happen to us when we enter this cult?
He's about to answer. The other one says, half of the bones in a normal humanoid body are in the hands and feet.
Oh, the majority of.
Are y'all trying to like build yourself a body? I can do that for you if you
No,
want.
that was just a fact. It has we throw the bones out. We don't really care.
Oh, you're
Oh.
trying to get the most bones out
It's
of us.
not about the actual foot or bones. It's about whether or not you're willing to sacrifice for the cause. For the
Okay,
belief.
and then in that case, do animal companions / like summons need to sacrifice, or are they
Well,
like?
summons certainly not, because that's not a permanent sacrifice, and it's not really sacrificing anything.
Yeah, because like I can't
It's
really
like
have
saying,
Gamma.
here's this book I don't like.
I can't really like have Gamma cut off a limb because it'll just pop back. So like,
Exactly, it's not a sacrifice.
I that's what I'm saying. So like, are they just
He's
not allowed
asking for the
in?
purpose of the summons joining the cult.
They are more.
Thank you for the sacrifice.
The summons
Yeah.
more are, in effect, a magical item that you can summon and unsummon. They are not really a person.
Wow, we just
I
called
give you
Gamma
a-
an object. Wow.
I'm an
Wow.
evil lich. What do you expect from me?
What if
I
I give
don't-
you
Better.
I also don't
expect
respect-
better.
I also don't respect stonemasons.
Why?
They work with rocks.
Yes, Charlotte?
Isn't the whole point of this cult to desire nothingness? Why do you want a hand?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's really greedy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Who is the magical demi-lich here, and who are the aspirants who are supposed to be crawling on the ground, groveling because they believe in nothing and want to join our cult, which is
What if I was a
better than-
demi-lich? What if I was a demi-lich and you just didn't know what demi-liches looked like anymore? Maybe they've evolved.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
That's valid.
I choose
They're
to
spitting
ignore
back.
that possibility, and considering I make the rules, I'm perfectly comfortable with that.
Well, what if I made the rules, huh? What then?
But you don't! Isn't
What
that
if
fun? Yes, and what if the temple was made of cotton candy and he punks his head against the wall? Oh, look at that! Stone!
Hey, you
You know-
tripped one of your crystals. Is that good for you?
The
No,
thing
I
is,
didn't.
Those
My crystals
crystals
are magically
more
protected.
edible than you'd think. You should give them a lick.
Are you attempting to get me to bite the stone wall with my 100-year-old teeth?
Not the stone wall, the crystals. It's
Outside.
enlightening.
I'm not allowed out of this room. What part of that is not getting through your, I imagine, quite soft skull?
It feels like
You know,
to
actually,
me.
you would make it a pretty funny looking demi-lich. You'd be very tiny and you'd probably have very large
Teeny
ear
tiny little
holes.
skull.
It just
Is one.
You'd be like the moon to my planet.
I don't think I would orbit you if I had
I think that would look
a
pretty cool.
myriad
Imagining a
undeath,
smaller
but-
skull orbiting a bigger skull. I think that would be
That's
pretty cool.
true. The concept is
Like a
interesting.
much more
Oh, here. Does like a
nihilistic
minor
Eon Stone.
does like a minor illusion have like a little skull going
See?
around
That's
them?
pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Also,
are you-
still
what'll
a
happen
skull
if you
dead, so
leave?
still nothing. Sorry?
What'll happen if you try to leave?
I don't have desire to leave.
Why not?
Well, naturally, but say that you did, hypothetically, what would happen?
I don't respond to hypotheticals.
Well, that's sad.
I mean, to be
Yes.
fair, I feel like you
That's
should
the
because
point.
it's a hypothetical. There's nothing to it.
Don't you try playing the nothing card to me,
No,
silly boy.
I'm just
the leader
saying.
of this cult once upon a time. I know more about nothing than you know about everything.
Now you're guarding the door.
Now, yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to change that? Is that like, are you happy with your
No.
position?
Hear me
Okay,
out.
we're moving on to the sacrifice.
No, but
part.
seriously.
You let
This
us in.
conversation is now no longer amusing me.
You will get a cool little avi that will.
I mean, I will if I kill her and then animate her skull as a decoration.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Yeah,
I'm
but don't
already
you want her to be
picturing
indoctrinated
arranging your
first?
skulls in funny little configurations.
I
might
say
make
through
them
the
kiss or
I
something.
cover my mouth and then I say through the Mercedes ring. I'm like, so are we fighting? We're fighting, right?
Sorry, Sarah, you had your hand up. I'm not sure if that's in character or just in chat.
It's in character and also in chat.
Also, raising a hand talking to a bodiless skeleton, kind of offensive.
Well, you called Gamma an object, so fuck you.
Hey, welcome to the Nihilist cult.
I'm just trying to clarify here. Do you need a sacrifice from all? Or
Each
just-
of you must sacrifice one of the listed items of your person, or you will not be allowed in. Oh, though I suppose if you have an item of sufficient magical power or worth, that would be acceptable as well, especially if it holds great significance to you.
Should have started with that.
Yeah.
I could have, but I didn't. Eh. If I had a tongue, I'd stick it out at you.
But you don't.
Yes, but you can imagine it.
Alright, well,
So we're fighting, right? We're beating.
so hey, guys,
It's
just
very rude to whisper in front of people.
do we have to amputate it ourselves, or are you going to help us with it?
Oh, no, you do it yourself. That's
Oh.
kind of...
Like
That's
what
kind
hands, Igra? That's really rude.
I don't know, maybe they want to, like, gnaw off my foot or hand.
Ew. Eating things? That's so living.
I don't know, maybe you're into... I don't fucking know.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Into what? Into what?
Don't
Speak
finish
your
that.
mind.
Finish that. No. No.
Yes, I'm with the frilly one.
You know what? At this point, Igora, you might as well cut off your foot and put it in your mouth.
I mean, I could
I
cut
would
off
love
my
to see
foot.
that. I would love to see that.
No, I'm not really into, like, self-cannibalism. Dude,
This
just...
isn't about you. It's about nothingness.
You get a message, Charlotte, that just says,
Are we seriously considering cutting off body parts or handing
Hey,
over very
if I
valuable
just gave you
items,
my
or are we
heart?
just gonna fight these people?
this is just a Charlotte.
I was going to give something up, but I'm also not. So here's my general thought process. Yeah, would you fight them? Who's to say that the doors inside won't open and we'll have to fight everything else behind the door?
The doors look very sturdy and very well sealed.
Regardless, if we end up killing two demi-liches that are the guards of the door, I mean, that's just a waterfall effect. Just FYI, it won't be just them, we'll be fighting if we do this.
Once we're in, I can do the invisibility spell. And not everything inside will have true sight, and Endures in Darkness can get us through the door with pass wall.
I also don't like the way that we're kind of crowded inside of a very, very small. But
Do
I
we
was
need to, like...
so y'all do what you do.
I feel like
I
I'm
think
not such
during
a
this
great deal of
conversation-
devotion to nothingness here. Like, if you were prepared to sacrifice your limbs, you'd think you would have had this discussion outside.
I mean, like, do you want, like, I don't know, and Igor's just, like, walking up to him, and it's like a leg, a foot? Like, how high up do I have to go? Is it, like, at the ankle? Is it at the knee? Is it at, like, what's the thing that's your hip? That's not your hip. Like, what are we looking at here, bud?
Yeah, like what? What's
Here.
Here? Like, right here?
Yeah.
Like, right here.
Yeah. Preferably if you have, like, a rusty saw.
I have this Gamma Chop! And then... Ja.
Are you going to attack the demi-lich?
Yeah.
Alright, and
Hey, we're fighting.
we're going to probably save that comment for next week. So,
Yeah, we roll initiative.
yeah, I didn't think
just
you guys...
for fun.
This is a very oddly structured encounter. Like, I don't know how they do they expect you, because all right, here, so just so you guys are aware, taking out an eye means you take a -1 circumstance penalty to ranged attack rolls and a -2 circumstance penalty to perception checks for 1 week. Then you take a
Jesus.
-1 circumstance penalty perception checks thereafter, so permanently. A foot, you take a -10 circumstance penalty to your speed for 1 week and a 5-foot circumstance penalty to your speed thereafter.
That which makes no
Hands.
sense when you've lost limbs.
Hand, you cannot wield two-handed weapons and do not have an offhand. So you can't
I mean, it
cast
makes sense
semantics, or you
narratively
can't
if that's
cast
what
semantic
happens.
spells and hold something. Tongue, you cannot speak intelligible language or cast spells with a verbal component for 1 week. After that, you adapt to supplement your spells with clapping or humming, and can replace a verbal component with a semantic one as long as you have a free hand.
See, to
And
me,
because you guys have, sorry, I just want to mention this. Because you guys have elected the Way of Pain, I'm just going to say, if you had gone through with one of your ideas where you cut off a limb and then use Regenerate, because you broke your vow, the Demi-Liches would instantly been alerted to that and would have chased you into the temple. So they,
it feels to me like this is an intentional have to fight demi-liches, because if you were to sacrifice a body part or something important for one person to get everybody in, I could totally understand that narratively as being a thing. But asking for every player to give something up is just a deference to the players. And they're never going to all want to do that.
Yeah.
So therefore, the only viable option left to you is to fight them.
I mean, certain hardcore players would see it as a challenge. You were like debuffing yourself for a hardcore run in the temple.
See, and I don't understand the debuff, because to me, a debuff of you cutting off that leg in a world in where you don't. I mean, arguably, you could say, hey, let's make prosthetics in the world, which I've done in my other campaign. But on the same token, it's like, hey, I've cut off my leg. I can't walk for everything else. Narratively speaking, I shouldn't be able to walk at all.
To be
There
fair,
is-
you're not going to be able to make a prosthetic until you complete the temple. So
Yeah, precisely. So it's like the entirety of it is this as a debuff makes no sense. Now, if you
Well,
injure yourself to a tendon where you could still walk on both feet, that would I would understand.
I think the reason
Semanticing.
I think the reason they specifically outlined the debuffs is so that someone, like some mean DM or something, couldn't say, well, you like move at like half speed
Half
at
your
all time
speed.
because you have only 1 foot now. This
All
is
right, game. I'm sorry I questioned your ethics.
Perception. You can
Oh, sorry. Thank you. That would explain that. There we go. Much better.
Yeah, unfortunately, Avi was just not about to make a vow to another
well,
theoretically
the vow was just so they
patron.
could monitor that you didn't heal from the sacrifice.
Yes, but still, it's
it's
the
fine.
principle of the thing.
It's a demi-lich. Let's see. This is probably a either moderate or severe encounter.
Principal Obby. That makes sense to me.
Aw, could you imagine?
Yes, I
Little
can.
lore speaker Avi is a little principal with her little lesbian principal haircut.
I'm sorry, what?
That's a Ghost Stories reference. Why do all principals
Oh.
have haircuts like lesbians?
I suddenly remember that now. Yes. I'm just gonna make sure we have this on the board for next time.
And the demi-liches.
Yep.
The only
23.
one that I semi-remember is the... Oh, that's right, you're dyslexic. Have homework done things? Done you? Like, oh my god.
One of the few safe quotes from that series, Sarah.
No.
Fill the hole filler, or drive the van driver. Yeah, don't watch that show with your family around. It's funny as hell, but just be aware they are not holding back in any sense of decency.
No.
But thank you all for joining us. Tune in next week to see a hallway fight, very unlike the kind you would see in a Marvel movie, because we will do it in many cuts, and it will involve a lot of magic and less punching people. I know.
Probably a lot of
I'm a
like,
bit-
A lot of
probably
AoE damage.
a lot of AoE spells.
There's going to be a lot of AoE damage and splash damage, y'all.
They have a concerning amount of spells they can cast at will.
Well, the Demi-Liches, yeah.
Yeah. They got them magic eyes.
Don't worry, we'll put them in a bag.
What if, hear me out, we're set up perfectly right now for a door gambit where we just keep closing the doors on up.
I mean,
I
heroes
don't think
outside,
they have
but
the
sure.
ability. I don't think they have the ability to open the door.
You are welcome to your assumptions. They
All
have
right.
a lot of interesting spells I'm excited to use.
I'm going to go ahead and
Including
Oh.
old Matt favorite.
Oh, you're excited to use spells, Matt? It'd be a shame if someone put an anti-magic around this really cool Demi-Lich encounter that you wanted to do, eh,
That's
Matt?
why there's 2 of them.
Yeah, they learned their lesson from all the people bitching about it in Age of Ashes.
Did people bitch about an HVAC?
Yes, a bunch of GMs were like, yeah, my player's just anti-magic field the singular Demi-Lich and killed it.
It just drops to the ground then because nothing's holding it up in the air then.
It can't cast spells because it's...
2 Demi-Liches.
Have you tried second Demi-Lich?
Have you tried 2?
But thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Check out our next episode next week. Right? We still have 1 more week before we take a week off. Yes, so next episode we'll do the Demi-Liches and then we'll take a week off and we'll continue on with the AP on the 29th. Yeah.
It'll be a bone rattling good time.
Thank you all for watching.
Good time. Make sure you check out our other days and our
Yeah.
other shows.
Rattle 'em, boys!
Bye-bye, friends.